Hey guys, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I thought I would read you this article. One of the local newspapers here wrote an editorial to Charlotte County Sheriff and Bill Prummell, and I thought I'd like to read it to you. Even they are getting sick of the corruption. And so here we go. Sun newspaper wrote this article to the Charlotte County, Florida Sheriff Bill Prummell. Openness needed at Sheriff's Office. And here's his UGMO right here. Our position, the Charlotte County Sheriff Office continues to do a poor job of communicating with the press and the public. Oh, great. I didn't know I was going to do that. The media deserves its share of blame for sensationalism and excess, but its essential roles remains as true as ever to be a conduit for the public, basic information that explains what's happening in the world, whether it's close to home or far away. It's that simple. Something happens and the press asks who, what, where, why, and when. Everything else is style and technique. The other side of the equation involves those who can provide answers, frequently elected and paid officials who represent public institutions. We ask, they answer. Spin optional. Answering the public is only one aspect of their job. Still, we all understand a government's willingness and ability to communicate with the public is vital to the proper functioning of a free society. Nowhere is this more important than the police and public safety. One big example is Pulse nightclub massacre in Orlando. Immediately after the shooting, the press swarmed and police and elected officials spoke. Pertinent information flowed as quickly as possible. Of course, you say a small example is a recent dog bite video involving PUNTA GORDA City Police. Police Chief Tom Lewis' public response was exemplary. When asked, Lewis took pains to answer reporters' questions carefully, even recognizing the likelihood of a lawsuit by the victim. He was as open and transparent as he could be expected. Ultimately, the clarity of communication indicated they had nothing to hide. Unfortunately, the same can't be said of the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office under the leadership of first-term Sheriff Bill Prummell. Prummell and his department have been slow and less forthcoming with information about high-profile incidents. Two examples. Last August, inmate Greg Ireland died following a struggle with 9 officers in Charlotte County Jail. The incident was suspicious, but few details flowed from the sheriff's office. Instead, Prummell's office conducted its own in-house investigation. Not an outside probe, which would have been more legitimacy, and it took 6 months, not until last week, where the details and the state attorney's review were released. Then on June 3rd, a distraught inmate, David F. saw something, jumped from the second-tier cell block at the jail and later died. The circumstance raised many questions, again, but few answers from the sheriff's office. Instead, there will be another investigation 6 months from now. Possibly the results may be slow. Stay tuned. Compared to what's seen in Orlando and what we've experienced elsewhere in the region, Punta Gorda and Sarasota County, for instance, Prummell's office is unusually close-lipped. It may flow from Bill Prummell's personal resistance, but he has to realize communicating with the public, which often amounts to answering questions from reporters, is in the job description. The people who elect him deserve to know the department is doing its job properly. They deserve an openness, transparency, dialogue, answers to simple questions. It's the only way to maintain trust, and when you don't, the public assume you have got something to hide. And there again, sheeple, is why I started Charlotte County COPWATCH, because yes, he buried the corruption that I experienced too. Old man Ken Hill did super perjury in court, got the case thrown out. I found out about COPWATCH, did a FOIA search, and I found out a crap load of people knew about it, including Bill Prummell. And I knew a sheriff for a couple of years. He knew everything and said he could do nothing. The thick blue line of corruption here is disgustingly corrupt, and it needs to be stopped. We just had an ex-sheriff from Charlotte County Sheriff coming forward with possible more information of corruption on Bill Prummell. Defund this department. Get him out of there. This has got to stop. What do you think?